Brilliant. Now, yes, fantastic. So thank you. What you're going to learn in this webinar, it's quick. I will try to do in 15 minutes. Okay. So it's about you replying to journalist requests. So let me tell you how this works. Okay. So when you want to be featured in the media, there are articles that you have to submit, okay? And sometimes journalists or editors will say, send me 200 words on this or on that. So let me give you a real example of how that works, which is here. So Authority Magazine is thinking ahead towards the post-COVID life, and we are working on a series about CEOs and how we plan to rebuild in the post-COVID economy. I'll read this very briefly, okay? So the post-pandemic economy will likely be a challenging one for many people across the entire planet. At the same time, it will be a period of restarting, rebuilding, and taking new approaches. We would like to interview CEOs and business leaders who can discuss what they foresee as the greatest challenge for the post-COVID economy and what they see as the biggest opportunities post-COVID economy. Additionally, we would love to hear about the particular plans on how to rebuild, retool, restart when the economy starts moving. Okay, so how does this work in practice? Now, if you're reading a journalist request like this, the key thing is, what is the editor or the journalist looking for? So what I did here, I underlined and I put in bold the key messages. So this is what I understand. Look, they're looking to write, for you to write an article on restarting, rebuilding, what you foresee, greatest challenges, biggest opportunities, plans, how to rebuild. So how do I make this article very, very positive? That's the key message here. Okay, so if you look at what they're asking for. Now, depending on the request, for example, this one, the editor put as a questionnaire, what's your name, the name of your company, and the key question here is this: interviewees 200-word bio and why you would be a good fit here. Now, why do we do this? Well, let's look at this. First of all, you need to write your bio. If you are a member of High Profile Club, or even if you're not, because now we made this available, you will learn how to write your bio in such a way that is great for the journalist, and the journalist is not going to say no. You can either watch the video or you can read our blog post. So where do you find it? Go to highprofileclub.com. In the footer, there is help and support. So you click on there, and then it will show several questions on screen. The next one is, how do you write your bio? Okay, so how do I write my bio is the question. Then next one is this video. So I create a short video on how you can write your bio perfectly. And there's a system called BANEC. So BANEC means brands, awards, numbers, experience, and credentials. Okay, if you print instead of watching, you go to the website, you click on blog, and then you do a quick search with the word to write your bio perfectly to send to journalists. Okay, hi Angela, I can see that you're watching. Say hello. I know Kazil is watching as well. So this is how you reply to journalists, so you can raise your profile. Okay, so let me, sorry about the sound here. Let me just close this. Now, if we go back, so BANEC system, BANEC stands for brands, awards, numbers, experience, and credentials. And so if I put together, so I have there my bio as an example, and if I pick the BANEC from it, so B for brands, I talk about this, I'm listed on the Sunday Times, and I've given a TED talk, so these are brands. I also talk about my brand, which is High Profile Club, no more than 3. Then A for awards, I talk the 7 awards, and I have won an award for my TED talk. Then I talk about numbers. You can see here 156,000 times is the number of views in my TED talk. And I also have 14 years of experience running business. So that's the number there. And then in terms of credential or experience is the 14 years running business in the UK. And talking about credentials is about me having an MBA from Hellenic Business School. If you don't have one of these ingredients, so let's pretend that Banek is a cake, and if you don't have one of these ingredients, it's okay. So some people might not have awards because they haven't applied. Some people might not have worked with big brands. It's all right, okay? It doesn't mean that it's not going to be good. Now, if we look back, the request from the, okay, so we are looking, this is from the beginning of the presentation, and I will pick the images the journalist wants. So then restart rebuilding what you foresee, greatest challenges and biggest opportunities. I then break this down into the number of words, because remember, look at the question above. What the journalist wants is 200-word bio and why you're a good fit. Now, I've put in here examples of what I would answer, okay? So for example, I'm talking here in I use the lockdown to restructure my business after doing client survey, and I use several tools to help me. I will provide a list of 5 tools I use to restructure my business. The key thing about sharing your content with the media, it's not about you so much, okay? It's not just about you. This is something that you must keep in mind. As a small business owner, what they want is your expertise. You and your business will be mentioned as a consequence. You are the expert, but they will not be talking about your business specifically. So the way that you do that, it's more an understated message talking about how your business does things, okay? Now, what do you foresee, again, the question, and what do you do to make sure that the editor will pick your answers is that you link your answers to the question. What do they foresee? And then you see my answer there. I foresee work-life balance being priority for everyone. I will make a list of 3 things people can do to improve work-life balance, okay? Again, you can see here that I'm not talking about getting people featured. I'm not talking about being a PR strategist. I'm just saying what I think it will be, because that's the question from the request. The next one is the greatest challenges. So the biggest challenge ahead. So for me, the biggest challenge will be that people are still afraid to spend money. So it will be harder to sell unless you provide great value, which is perceived by them, okay? So this is really important. I will share how we can create more value for customers. Now, excuse me, this is super important, because what I'm adding here is, am I adding value to the content that I'm going to share? Is this going to be good for people who are reading the content so they can learn something? Because there are 2 types of content that become really, really good. The entertainment content, so either you make people feel happy or laughing, or that's why celebrities provide a lot of entertainment content. Or you can teach them, you can inform them. And this is the kind of content that small business owners should be creating, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, when we talk about the biggest opportunities, so this is my personal opinion, replying to this journalist request, okay? So you add whatever you like there. So the biggest opportunity for SMEs is to create a global small business today. We can sell to anyone around the world. I will share how we can find the right customers in the right channels. Now, something else that we are helping here at High Profile Club is that we help you create content. Can you see the knowledge that you'll get once you join the club? You will learn to create content, and then you can share this on different channels, including your social media channels, okay? So this is really important to keep in mind. And this is how I will teach in my, I will share in the article that I'm writing, where you can find people in the right channels. So for example, if you're writing on LinkedIn, it's much more professional, the vocabulary you're going to use is different, the length of your articles are going to be different. If you're on Facebook, it's a shorter message with an image. If it's an Instagram, it's mainly about the photo. So depending on where you are, you create different types of content. You can't get a post from LinkedIn with 500 words and share on Instagram. It's just not going to work. So what I did there then, because the journalist wants 200 words, I have 76 words for my bio, and then each part of the article I broke down with the number of words. So you can see there 33 to 34. In total, I have 202. Up to 210, I think would be acceptable. Probably the editor or the journalist would read. Anything above that becomes too long, which means that you are unable to provide precise information. So you really need to make sure that you are always practicing creating content to share with the journalist. Just going back here to what the journalist is asking, 200 word bio, so your biography, okay? And obviously, are you a good fit for this article? It's important to keep that in mind, okay? And if you put everything together, this is what it looks like. It has my bio at the top with 74 or 76, I can't remember now, words. And then we have in bullet points how I would write this article, okay? That's what, if English is not your first language, this all the time. I work in PR and English is not my first language. So what you do is you go for help, and help is Grammarly.com. Pay for Grammarly. Don't get the free one, because you are not going to have all the bells and whistles, and that for your text is not going to be corrected properly. So make sure that you get, if you really want to raise your profile and provide good content, it should be free of grammatical mistakes, and spelling must be correct. Okay, so Grammarly.com, and then you submit. And once you submit, sometimes you get something like this. Thank you for your pitch. We'll try our best to get in placement. Sometimes you get no answer. And when you get no answer, it's really frustrating. It's frustrating for me as a publicist, for our clients, and it's very frustrating for all our clients, because they want to know if they have been published or not, okay? Now, what you do then, you use a tool called Google Alert. Google Alert is brilliant. It's free. And you add your name, and you add your business name and your website. And every time your name or your business name or your website are mentioned in the media, you will then get an email. Okay, so it's very, very important, and it's great to use. So Google Alert, make sure that you use it. Now, you can go to highprofileclub.com. Okay, if you are a member, you can just log in. If you're not, you can sign up. And how you sign up and why you sign up? Because you want to be featured in the media more often. So you sign up, you will then have the opportunity to see requests like this one that I put in there. And that's me. It's a very quick webinar teaching you how you can reply to journalist requests and structure your expertise into a 200-word proposal to send to them. And you get used to this, because the more you do it, journalists will say, can you send me 100 words or 200 or 300 or 500, a paragraph? And you only learn by doing. And obviously, it will always be around the subject that you know. So you are the expert, you know what to do. What we are doing now with High Profile is, as well as connecting you with journalists, we are teaching you how to structure your content. Okay, so that's me, Rafael, from highprofileclub.com. I hope it was useful. If it was useful, please leave a comment, say it was good, it was not good, or if you have questions so I can create the next webinar for you, please let me know. Okay, so that's me. I'll leave you for now. It's a quick how to reply to journalist requests with a request of 200 words. Thank you all. Have a great afternoon, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye.